just finished competing at the Canada World Cup here in Montreal. My first competition back, and what a journey the last few months have been to get here. In diving, we call it a knee buckle. I was pushing the springboard down, pushing it super hard. Then at one point, my knees or my legs must have just not fancied it anymore and given up. The board started to come back up as I was still kind of going down. My knees were essentially pointing down towards the water whilst my feet were still on the board and my body was still upright. My kneecaps did not enjoy that. And there was a big old, very quick flexion of my quad. It just so happened to all go through my left-hand side rather than my right, which is fortunate because my right leg's my dominant leg, so that's maybe lucky in that respect. But what that meant is that my tendon moved really quickly and couldn't take the force of it. So I've got a 50% tear of my rectus femoris tendon, which is attached to the main quadricep muscle. That tear means I need to get it operated on, and I'm going to go into surgery tomorrow. After wearing the brace for 2 months, which restricted my leg to 30 degrees of flexion so that the scar tissue could heal as well as possible around the tendon to limit any chance of a re-rupture later on. And I was finally able to get rid of it, and even walking for the first time without the brace on was so weird, having to learn how to bend my knee properly, step and move like a normal person again. The hardest bit was just about to start. I was able to get back in the water. I was able to start trying to do some lineups, some very, very easy dives, no pushing, no jumping whatsoever, a little bit of swimming. But the hardest bit came in the gym, to bend my knee all the way in and to rebuild the muscle with the brace on. And after the surgery, my muscle just essentially deflated. It disappeared. My leg was like a little pepperami compared to my other leg, which was quite strong, and you could see the difference so clearly. through that time of the muscle rebuilding, I was just doing lineups really in the water. Me and Nige had sat down in Edinburgh and kind of set out a plan of where I thought I could be and when. And the first major goal was to try and get a back entry by the time I left Mexico, because I was there for the Pan Am qualifier. I was coaching Johan, and the reason why the back entry was so big is because going through the water, when I had to do the knee save, that would be quite an intense flexion on my knee, and if I could cope with that, that means I was progressing in the right way. I was fortunately able to do that. That was really successful. I even got a little bit carried away in Mexico and started trying a little bit of jumping on a few dives, and kind of combine the jumping and the back entry in one go, mainly because I was scared of trying it on 3 metre first. So I thought I'd do it on 1 metre, but to make it on 1 metre, I had to jump, so that felt like a reasonable thing to try. After that, the next major goal was starting to jump on 3 metre, and by the time I got back to Edinburgh, I was doing a couple of hurdles, and I was even trying a couple of skills on dry board just to see how it felt, and that gave me the confidence to try it in the water. In the meantime, World Aquatics finally announced the competitions that were supposed to be held in 2023. It was just 2 legs. There was one in Xi'an in the start of April, and then there was one in Montreal in the start of May. And going back to the plan, me and Nige decided that Nationals would be a good target, and Nationals is going to be held at the end of May in Sheffield. We thought that'd be a fair target, maybe slightly optimistic to get back to doing an easy list, so my Rio 2016 list where I obviously excelled that year. We thought that would be achievable, but you know, it might be a bit of a challenge. When they announced that Montreal was going to be happening, I thought, oh, maybe we could push that by a couple of weeks and see if I can get back a couple of weeks early. And you know, even if I wasn't diving great in Montreal, just having the opportunity to be there and be with everyone would be amazing. We tried, and I did not expect to progress as quickly as I did, but I got my options back up. I got to Montreal, and the rest is now history. Stage 2 complete. Let's go.